Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Okay. There we go. Testing, testing. Okay. Testing, testing.
I was gonna rip it hard, I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Next to the conqueror, no, I'm Alexander, he's no Alexander. I'm the best ever, there's never been anybody's history. I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Cliffy, there's no one like me. I'm from Nashville, there's no one that can match me. No affiliation, why they thinking this ain't for debating. Leader, they really imitation. I be contemplating why this ain't no like heavy rotation. Radio stations, I just break the law every pages. Cause I'm running through these rappers like my name was a patient. Shitting on these rappers, 9 to 5 is my occupation. Bro, you coming with your best juice, you best bring more. Already told you I got the juice like a Winthal. Already know what I'm not the dude that your men fall. Everyone know that we got the truth, all your men fall. So lost, overtaking my enemies. Moves calculated and orchestrated like symphonies. Smooth operating, but bringing haters to misery. Top 5 list ain't shit unless you mention me. Yeah. That's why we don't associate. Fuck niggas make them with fuck niggas. Why they procreate? Why they overhate with their time is short and the moment late? Let it culminate to they heart erase and the overtake. Got me perpetrate like they little group is respectable. Talking intellectual, all of you homosexuals. Faggots. There's no one like I'm from Nashville. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want even children. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to fellowship. I ain't trying to build with you. Ain't the U.K. Ain't the truth. Keep it real with you. Defenders to the faith. I got no problem with the heads with you. All that bullshit, you can take it over there. But you rather be a houseboy. Rather run with the field, nigga. Show them to put it work. Move mountain, crush hills, nigga. Take a dead soul. Breathe life and make it live, nigga. No affiliation, so there's no one to get bear with us. Took the Lord's laws and just added it with fear, nigga. Ain't for the body, cause you know that killer head quicker. With these bars, I'm on my grizzly, so bear witness. You spit cold, I spit flu. Don't get dead sickness. You floss diamond, I floss fringe. Don't get dead Dennis. You TK, we men the bullshit. We ain't Christian. Harm one of us, get pistol whip like the gun got a belt with it. I'm bred different. The competition just a mill. I'm fed different. I stood front line on them fields. I blood different. I'd rather be a corpse than a cow. I'm blood different. Shit, I'm blood different. Come through like a juggernaut, so don't get in the way. And we take everything serious. We don't play. I wonder now what they gonna say. Shit, we make profits out of shoes like the NBA. You get slayed, but switching sides, nigga, we ain't on the same page. Immaculate conception, these niggas bitch made. I'm sticking with the foundation where my bricks laid. You switch sides, I'd rather switch gauge. You was never with us, nigga. Just know we on mission, nigga. Right hand on the scriptures, nigga. Let it go the pistol, nigga. How you want it? You can get it spiritual and physics, nigga. Wrong ones to come against, so bring the army with you. No affiliation, when you see us, make a difference with it. No affiliation, when you see us, know we different, nigga. No affiliation, so no, you can't kick it with us. The wrong ones to come against, bring the army with you.
Hey, Shalom Akim. Means peace be with you, brothers. Yahweh Shem Yashabakatham. That means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai. And to you, sisters, Yahweh Shemar Latham Bashem Yahweh Shai. That means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, in the name of who the world calls Christ. I'm priest and officer of 50 Sharia 1. Tonight is Friday's night Lashawan Qadash class. All right. A lot of the schools under commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K. Every Friday night we're teaching Lashawan Qadash. Check out a zone that's in your area. Check out a school that's in your area. We got schools all over. This is the No Cowards Canada Lashawan Qadash class. All right. If you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. In this class, we're teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, their language. The language that we had before we went through different colonizations. Like the language that we had before different slaveries. You understand? This is a language that we spoke before being colonized, being put in slavery, shipped all over the whole world to the four corners of the earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have a culture. We have a nationality. We descend from a man. All right? And just like other nations have their own language, we have our own language. All right, so we're going to start off with just going over the alphabet of the Lashawan Qadash. The language that we spoke, that we used to speak, was Hebrew. All right. Lashawan Qadash meaning holy tongue. So this is the first character. In the Hebrew, we have 22 characters. All right. If you haven't been following along, you can check out our other classes. We go over this every day or every Friday. Today we're going to speed through it just a little. And we're just going to do the Lashawan Qadash. All right. So we got A, Ba, Ga. All right. This is the character. This is how it looks. This is how we pronounce it. We have A, Ba, Ga, Da. We have a Ha. Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka. This is Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka. All right, so this is what we got so far. We have a Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa. These are the next ones. This is how we pronounce it. We have a La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, and a Pa. All right, we're almost done. In the Hebrew, we have 22 characters. It's not like English. English has letters. We have characters. Characters meaning it's an image of something. All right, so we got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Wa, Ra, Sha, and the Tha. All right. We'll say that one more time. These are all 22 characters of the Lashawan Qadash. A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha. All right. Each of these characters, they have meaning. All right. So that first character, the A, is a cow. That next character is a Bayath, and it means house. That next character is a Gamal, Ga, which is a camel. The next one we got is a Da, meaning door. Then we have a Ha, meaning put forth hand. We got Wa, which means a hook. We have Za, which means a weapon. We got Ka, which is a wall. Ta, which is a basket. Ya, which means hand. Ka is the palm of a hand. La, meaning teaching sticks. Ma, meaning water. Na, meaning soul, or breathing, or breath. Then the Sa is a sign or a flag. Then we have I, which is a picture of an eye or an eyeball. Pa, which is a mouth, picture of a mouth. Taza means a tomahawk. Kwa is a snare. Ra means head. Sha means teeth. And the last character, Atha, means mark. Almost like X marks the spot. So those are the 22 characters of the Hebrew. Hebrew is different from English. When we write right to left. We don't write left to right. So this is how it would look if we wrote it out. This is the Lashawan Qadash. And under it, we'll do the 22 characters, or Slakia, it'll be 27 characters in the Assyrian. Assyrian is your modern day Hebrew. This is what those devils, or the oppressors, the people who stole our language, stole our culture, they're living in our land today. They speak this. Or you could say they speak Yiddish. So a lot of our manuscripts are written in the Assyrian. This is why we also practice the Assyrian. All right. So again, here's your alphabet. So yeah. And it's good to practice. Make sure you get it down. As soon as you get your alphabet down, we can get into forming words, spelling out words, sounding out words. All right, the alphabet is very important. How was it? No. So, so there's our Lashawan Qadash. And this is our Assyrian. So, and there's our Assyrian. So in the Assyrian, the only difference, well, besides on how they look, is that there's 5 characters in the Assyrian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? The Ka, Ma, Na, Pa, and the Taza. These characters have 2 different characters. So when you see, anytime you see this character in a word, right? This would be a Taza. If you see this character, anytime you put this character at the end of a word, you'll use the second character, right? You have a Pa. If your Pa is at the end of a word, you'll use this character. You have a Na at the end of a word, you use this character, right? Same for the Ma and the Ka. If this character is anywhere else in the word, from the start of the word to the middle of the word, you use the first character. All right. So this is the Assyrian. We got Abba, Gada, Ha, Waza, Kata, Ya, Kala, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Fa. All right. So we always go right to left. All right. So today's class, what we're going to go over are common verbs. All right. Verbs are very important. If anybody's had children before, one of the first things they ask you when they hit around the age of 1 or 2, usually around the age of 1, the doctor will ask you, does your child understand commands? Right? That's one of the first things that a child starts to learn to be able to communicate between the child and the parent. Right? This is kind of the basis to a language. Right? These are all action words. All right. So today's class a little different from some other classes. We're gonna go over a long list of common verbs. All right. Verbs we use daily, verbs we use weekly, on the job, at home, with our rib, right, or our partners. Right. These are words that we constantly use. And so get a pen and a paper. We're gonna go over these verbs. All right, we'll take our time with it. We'll put the Assyrian spelling. We'll put the Lashawan Qadash spelling, right? And we'll write down what it is in English. Okay? So here's the start of some words. We got, first word we'll do is fall. Fall. Let's see. All right. So again, the first word we're doing is fall. And it's pronounced Nepal. That's how you would say it in the Hebrew. Nepal. Nepal. Nepal means to fall. The next word we have is not to zal. Na to zal. Not to zal. Not to zal means to deliver. Next we got lift up. This word is nasha. Nasha. You'll see too, in the Hebrew we have something called connectors. And these connectors tell us how to pronounce the word. Right? Without these connectors, it would say na sha ah. Na sha ah. But right here we have a connector, and this is letting you know that these two characters connect with each other, meaning it changes the pronunciation. So instead of saying sha ah, we would say sha, na sha. Na sha. That's to lift up. Next we got give. Give is Nathan. 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 Right? Here's one of the times you see you have a na, a tha, and a na. Right? We have two nas. When you see a na, anytime it's at the end of a word, you use this character. All right? So this next word is to go around. Or go around. And in the Hebrew, it is sabab. Sabab. All right. Shalom, Trooper Barak Allah. Yahba Shem Shabrak Tha.
Shalom, Adawan, Yahba, Shem, Shabrakatha.
Is everything to Wabak?
Khan, Wakan, everything's to wow.
God, Most High in Christ. I want to say Salakia. I'm working on that. I'm working on getting that list of animals for you.
No sweat, Adawan.
I wasn't able to get it before this class, but I'm still working on that.
No sweat. Tawada.
God, no sweat. If I don't do it in class, I might just send it to you. All right.
Khan, Wakan, Tawada, Adawan.
God. So today we're just going over common verbs. All right, I'll try to see how many I can get through. These are words that we use on an everyday basis. These are just action words. Give a quick definition of a verb. It means a word used to describe an action, state, or occurrence, and forming the main part of the predicate of a sentence. Right? So we're just going over verbs. I like using these words with my kids, practicing it. I've been saying to my young one all day, sabab, sabab, which means to go around. Right? Salakia, do you got all these? Are you writing all these down?
Khan wa Khan, I'm Tawab, I got them all.
Okay. Salakia, if you could, just let me know if I'm moving too fast,
Khan wa Khan.
or if I can. And if I can speed up, also let me know. I'll see how much I can get through today. I just want to make sure people have enough time to write it down. All right, so these next words we got. I'll write down a couple. We got rejoice. We have count. We have serve. Leave. And go up. All right. So this first word, rejoice, is samak. Samak. And we got to connect there, or it's a single under the sa, and the ma and the ka connect. Samak. And then for the ma in the Assyrian, we're using the first symbol. Right? In the Assyrian, there's two different symbols for ma. Because it's not at the end of the word, we're using the first symbol. The one with the little opening on the bottom. This next word is count. It's sapar. Sapar means count. We have a sa, a pa, and a ra. Sapar. Oh. Sapar. This next word we have is serve. Some brothers in the school have this in the root of their name. Serve means ibad. Ibad. This is one of the most important things that we can do with our life. Sabad or ibad. Oops, lucky. Ibad. That's to serve one another. Amen. This next word we got is leave. Leave is I.S.U.P.K. 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 And the last one we got, go up is I.L.A. 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 All right. So that first word we got is rejoice. It's pronounced samak. Then we got count, which is sapar. The word serve in the Hebrew is ibad. Leave is izab. And that last word go up is I.L.A. I.L.A. And that's spelled with a I, a la, and a ha. And the la and the ha connect at the end. I.L.A. Let me know when you're all good.
I'm Tawab, Arwan.
Yeah, that's nice. So all these words here, these are good words to practice daily. Especially if you got somebody to practice with. All right. And when we're reading the Bible, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you should be looking for these words when you're reading. You should be looking for when the Most High tells you to do one of these things. The Most High tells you to stand, you stand. That's an order. It's a command. That's what the Bible's all about. The Most High says to give an answer. You answer. The Most High says, answer not a fool. You don't answer. This is the book of laws, statutes, and commandments. Well, this first word, stand, is imad. Imad. When we finish our classes and we go to pray or salute, we say imad yum, right? Imad yum means plural, speaking to a group of people. Right? If you don't know, you have yam and you have yan. Yan is feminine plural, and yam is masculine plural. So in class, we say imad yam because we're speaking to a group of people. In Hebrew, anytime you have girls and guys, you always use masculine. Always use masculine. So we got Ahmad. All right, so you could say Ahmad Yam or Ahmad Yan. That means stand. Answer is Aina. Aina. Aina is to answer. To do is Aisha. 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 To turn or to visit is Pana. 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 And this last word we got is punish, which is a bar. A bar. A bar. All right, so we got stand, which means Aimad. Answer is Aina. Do is Aisha. To turn is Pana. And punish is a bar. A bar. You're all good? A bar. All right. The next word we got is to open. And this word is pathak. 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 Pathak is to open. We got the verb direct, which is tazawa. 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 Next we got gather. Couple more. Got to bury. And then we'll fit in one more down here. We got holy. So gather is kwa ba taza. Kwa ba taza. Kwa ba taza. The bury is kwa bar. Kwa bar. Kwa bar. And the last word, holy. A lot of brothers might be familiar with this word. And it's Qadash. Qadash. All right. So we got open, which is pathak. We got direct, which is tazawa. Gather is kwabataza. Bury is kwabar. Kwabar. And holy is Qadash. Qadash. All right, the next 5 verbs we got is call out, come near, meet, see, and increase. So the call out is kwa ba'a, kwa ba'a, kwa ba'a. Call out is kwa ba'a. Come near is kwa raba. Kwa ra ba. And we got the Assyrian kwa raba. We got the word meet, which is kwa ra. Kwa ra. We got the word see. See is ra'a. Ra'a. And to increase is rabah. Rabah.
Slack, yeah, the one.
Kinda.
To see. Isn't it two characters? A ra and a ah?
C, we have three characters. It's ra'ah. So what you'll see is we gotta, as we practice the Hebrew more, sometimes we gotta learn to decipher when a word ends in an ah or a ha,
Kana
right?
wakan.
So we could get rid of the H, right? And you would just see ra'ah, right? But as you have a ah and a ha connect, you got ra'ah,
Kana wakan.
right? So when we're looking at this, these words right here, this is just our pronunciation, right? This is our pronunciation, but this is how the word is actually spelled, right? This is how we sound it out in the Hebrew. So we have a kwa, a ba, and an ah. So we would pronounce it kwa ba'a. And that ba'a sounds very familiar to a word ending in a ah and a ha when it connects, right? Because if the ha was singular here, it would say ra aha, right? So sometimes, depending on what school you're watching, I see some brothers, they'll put little indents in between each word to make it more clear where your word is, right? Or where your character is. Does that make sense?
Kana wakan.
All right, we'll sign Chris. So we have Quara. Right here we got Qua, Ra, and Ha, Ra, Ra, and Ha. And then the Ra, 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 Yeah, when I see this, Baraka Allah, I think of it reminds me of English, how we have a couple rules. Um, I can't think of what's one of those rules that you just have to learn, you just have to know. Yeah, Salaki, I can't think of them. Well, there's that rule that says I before E except after C. Right? Those are just one of the rules to English. So this is what comes to mind when I see this in the Hebrew. Because if you took away the ha, that would be a different word. It would be a completely different word. And if you just had these two, it would be rabah, right? Which is the same thing. Sounds very similar. All right. Here we are. All right, so this next one we just did increase, so we got pursue. We got raise. I put 5 here. We got feed. We got ask or inquire. And then we have to remain. So the word in Hebrew for pursue is radah. Radah. And then the Assyrian, the pa is at the end of the word, so make sure you use the second character. And what I'll do when I'm sounding it out, I'll put this in between each word just to make it a little more clear. So this word raise in Hebrew is ra, rawam. Rawam. Then we got feed. The word feed is ra'ai. Ra'ai. To inquire is qua all. Inquire is qua all. Qua all. And the last verb we have here is sha'ar. Sha, sha'ar. Sha'ar. Sha'ar.
Salak, Yahweh.
God,
Why did you remove the H on the Sha'ar? On
yeah,
the
I have it written down as AR. I think that's what I was copying from a man above me, but it might actually be like that. But either way, if you had the ah and the ra together, you would pronounce it R, right?
Khan Wakan.
Yeah, the pronunciation is not going to change. So the word pursue, we have radap, raise, we have rawam. The word feed is ra'ai, ask or inquire is qa'al, and remain is sha'ar. And in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we got to make it our job to do what the men above us do, right? And that order is for a reason, right? The men above us, they're following Christ, and the men above them follow Christ. And the men above them is Commanding General YAHANNA, who does everything that Christ commands him, right? So it's very important that we make it our jobs to do exactly what the men above us do. And if we don't have an answer to something, it's no sweat. We go and we find the answer, right? So we got this word swear, to swear. The next five we'll do is swear, burst, to turn back, turn back. We got bend down, and then we have to damage. We have shabai, shabar, shawar,
Salak, Yahweh.
God.
Isn't Shabbat, doesn't it mean 7?
That sounds like 7, doesn't it?
Khan Wakan.
Let me double check. Let me check the blue letter. We definitely hear that word shabai in our counting. Let's see what we got. Blue letter Bible. Okay, so I see the word 7 in the book of Genesis 5. Genesis 5 and verse 7. And they spell 7 with a sha, a ba, and an I. Let me double check this word we got here. That's interesting. So, Salakia, I have the exact same spelling for this word. Let me double check. Yeah, a sha, a ba, and an I. Let me triple check. Shabai, yeah, I got the same spelling. So let me double check this word swear. So I have the same spelling, but different pronunciation for this word. I'm going to get back to you on this one. So this word shabai here, and I'll write this down, is Strong's H7 650. And it is a sha, a ba, and an I. Let me double check one more. So this is Genesis 21 and 24. YAHANNA Mara Abba Raham Anapaya A Shabai. So that word Shabai means to swear. This word Shabai means, the root word means properly to complete, but used only as a denominative from H7651, which means to seven oneself. Which is interesting because I know the number 7 in the Hebrew is in reference to completion, right?
Khan.
You think of the Most High when He created the earth in 7 days, not a literal 7 days, but that was the day He completed something. So this word Shabai is the root word. It's a denominative from H7651, which means to seven oneself. So now let me double check this word seven. Because so far the only thing that I'm seeing is it looks like it's pronounced a little different. Yeah, so in the Assyrian they have vowel sounds, and the only thing I see that's different is that under the sha in the Assyrian is they have these three little dots underneath. All right. So when we read it in the Lashawan Qadash, it appears that it sounds the exact same. What I can do is I'm going to ask a man above me to see what they say about that word. But when I do look in the Strongs, it's the same. It's the same spelling. And so the one thing that I see in similarity is that this word swear is similar to the word complete, right? You tell somebody, I swear I'm going to do something, right? Means you're going to complete something. So for the Lashawan Qadash, I have the same spelling. I got to ask the men above us to see what they say about that word. All right?
Khan.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you pointed that out. So this word, where we swear, swear, shabai. That's how we got it spelled, shabai. Shabai. This word burst is shabar. Shabar. We have shawar, which means to turn back. Shawar. And then bend down is shaka. Shaka. And then damage is shakath. Shakath. There we Damage shakaf. Shakaf. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if of that word Shabbai, I wonder if it's just pronounced different. I am curious to know how that word is used. It appears in the Assyrian that they just sounded out different. I'm not sure how that works in the Lashawan Qadash. That's the first time I've seen that. But this word swear, it says it's taken from that word seven. It's taken from the other Strong's word. So it definitely has a similar meaning or similar connotation. I know a lot of our words in Hebrew, the context determines what the word is. You understand? Like if you were to look up a word in Hebrew, right? They'll give you a Strong's definition, and they might have like 4 or 5 different definitions. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Like for example, the word goy, right? That word goy can be stranger, sojourner. It can be Gentile, somebody of another nation, somebody of the same nation. It just depends on the context. But yeah, they got the same spelling in the Strong, so I'll definitely ask about it. All right.
Kanawakan.
All right. So we got swear, which is shabai. Burst is shabar. Turn back is shawar. To bend down is shakah. And to damage is shakaf.
Salaki Adawan.
Done.
To bend down and to damage, the ka character doesn't it have. Why does it only have one A?
Slaki, we're on the shakah.
On both of the last verbs, the ka character, why does it only have one A? Even
I got you. Yeah, for these, you can put 2 ways. So what I'll do is, I was speeding through that part a little, just because we spent some time on that shabai word. But what I'll do is I'll make sure I put a separation so that we can see all the words, right? Where we can see all the characters. But to bend down is shakah. Damage is shakah. What do we got next? Rescue, save, finish, conceal. You got those down?
Kanawakan.
All right. Check my time. More than 32. All right, so the next 5 we got rescue, finish, conceal. We got to cut. And we got to write. So rescue or sloppy. Word rescue. And brothers might be familiar with this word. We got Yah, Yashai. Yashai. Right? The name of Christ, who the world calls Jesus, is Yahawashai. Right? Yashai. The word Christ means to save. Yashai. Yashai. And Salakia, sometimes I get those two confused. You have, I believe it's Yeshaya, which means Isaiah. I think that word means, or that name means to save. And I think Yahawashai means he saves. But that root word, Yeshai, Yeshai, it's to save. All right, so we got finish is Ka, Kala. All right, looks like this. Yeah, Ka, Kala. Kala. Kala is to finish. We got conceal, which is Ka, and the Sa. Kasa. Kasa. We got cut is Ka, and the Ra. Ka, Kara. And the last word we got right Kahab. Kahab. So we got rescue or to save is yashai. Finish is kala. Conceal is kasa. Cut is kara. And to write is kahab. All right, I'll fit in 6 more, and then we'll call it a class. All right, we got a lot of verbs in. I say these are verbs that you can practice every day. They're definitely good words to practice and remember. And try to make this neat. We'll fit in 6 more. Fight, die, and fill. Try to write this neat. So fight is la. Lakam. To die is mawa. And to fill is la. Remember. And the last 3 we got is kill, sacrifice, and remember. To kill is harab. To sacrifice is zabak. And to remember is zakar. All right. To end the class out, you want to spell these out for me? See if you can get them all.
Wakan. So to fight would be a la, a ka, and a ma. And the ka would be connected to the ma.
Gone. Let's keep going. Let's see how you do at the end.
Mawad is a ma, a wa, and a tha. And the wa is connected to the tha.
Gone. Ma. Wa. And the and you said the wa is connected to the tha.
Wakan.
All right.
Mala'a is a ma, a la, and a a. All singular.
Gone. Ma, Allah, and Allah. You said all singular. Keep going.
Harab is a ha, a ra, and a ba. And the ra is connected to the ba.
Gone. Keep going.
Zabak is a za, a ba, and a ka. And the ba is connected to the ka.
Gone. And the last one.
Last one is zakar, a za, a ka, and a ra. And the ka is connected to the ra.
Gone. Spawn it backwards. Gone. Well, you already know you got them all right.
Waka Musa in Christ.
When you're first learning, you're first practicing, it takes a minute to pick up. It's not too hard to pick up. This takes a little practice, but those are all Tawam. Right? And it helps when I spell it out like that, right? Ma, ka, ma. We got Mawath, Mawath. We got Mala'ah, Ma, La, we got Harab, we got Zabak, and we got Zakar. All right. So again, we got to fight is Lakam, to die is Mawath, to fill is Mala'ah, to kill is Harab, to sacrifice is Zabak, and to remember is Zakar. All right. Those are some very common verbs that we use. We got through a lot. That's a good amount of verbs to be able to write down and practice. Right? So again, make sure you practice your alphabet, your pronunciation, practice writing down the Assyrian, practice writing down the Hebrew. Right? And we'll keep building and learn to speak our language. All right, so with that, we're going to end the class. Let's clap it up. All right, we're going to give the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department a teacher. Priest fund, funeral offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is on September, Monday the 6th. With that said, man of Israel, Amajim, which means stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Man of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatham. That means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai. To all you brothers, Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bashim Yahushai. That means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, in the name of who the world calls Christ. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Class dismissed.